Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show, and it is time for your Leeds versus Aston Villa post-match chat. It was a 0-0 draw, and the referee, Stuart Attwell, is an absolute joke. But yeah, we move. We'll talk about it more in depth very, very shortly. But before we do, please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. And let's get into it.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like house on fire.
Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any luck. I believe I'm self-made, yeah. So, folks, Leeds United have a point and a clean sheet at home. It is the second clean sheet in 16 games, so I suppose that's one positive. Patrick Bamford and Liam Cooper afterwards were saying they were delighted with the clean sheet and point against Aston Villa after going down to 10 men. And I suppose you have to take the positives. I'm not delighted because I thought the performance was drab. It wasn't great, and this is where this system and Jesse Marshball falls down for me whenever we don't win games. We just look so poor. It looked turgid at times. Listen, no, hats off to the lads. Like I said, you just don't want to lose it at that point. We played, I think, 41 minutes with just 10 men. Sinisterra was sent off, of course, 4 minutes into the second half for a second yellow. Now, by the letter of the law, I understand why he gets a second yellow. I don't agree with it. Just give him a warning. Let's not do this. Let's not ruin the game. But Stuart Attwell did that. He was pulling out cards like he was Paul Daniels, out of everywhere, out of every single orifice, normally for players in a white shirt as well. Standard procedure. I hate to say, it looks like I'm crying over spilt milk, but it wasn't a great refereeing performance. Look, you just have to look at the fact when Leon Bailey got a yellow in the second half, he kicked the ball away within the first 2 minutes of the first half and didn't get anything. Had he have got something at that point, he would have also received a second yellow. All we ask for is consistency. Stuart Attwell did not give us that. I mean, Ashley Young, number of challenges, he should have seen it. But like I say, Stuart Attwell was like a red rag to a bull when it came to Leeds United making challenges. There was yellow cards left, right and centre. There were some pretty nasty challenges on Leeds players as well, which meant that Leeds players then remonstrated with Attwell, and then he gave them yellow cards for that as well. It was a shocking refereeing display. I seen the lads at the Square Ball say, "Welcome to the Stuart Attwell show." And that's what it was. I mean, he's refereed us a few times in this fixture. I did say to you, there would be cards. I think there's been over 4.5 cards in this fixture for God knows how many games. Now, it is a tasty affair. I don't mind it. I don't mind that. Do you know what I mean? But I think the one for Cine, look, he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have given the referee the decision to make. So it was a silly decision on his part. But at the same time, I mean, come on, Stuart, what are you playing at, bro? It was a shocking refereeing display. But listen, the performance from Leeds United, even in the first half, when we had 11 men, wasn't great. No real big chances of I think the first one coming from Rodrigo in that first half, where he's literally inches away from putting it in the back of the net. He also has a strike late on as well. What I will say, though, the quicker we get Bamford back in this starting lineup, the better for me. I know people will see that as me hammering Rodrigo. It's not. It's just when the ball goes up to Patrick Bamford, it sticks. It sticks. And I said, I was hoping that the reason Bamford came on so late was due to the fact it's his fitness. Well, I don't hope that, because it just stresses me out that we didn't go out and get a striker. But listen, that's been and done. Forget about it till January, Joe. But he should have come on sooner, because we were under the cosh for large parts of the second half. Naturally so. It's a good job. Villa can't really create, and especially when you consider they've got some really good creators on the pitch, Buendia, Coutinho, etc. There's a few times Ollie Watkins got through one-on-one, and Meslier did do well in them one-on-one scenarios. What I will say, though, Meslier today, flapping McFlapperson, what was he doing? As he forgot how to catch the ball. Like, a number of times he was remonstrating to the referee saying, "I've been fouled." He didn't. You know what I mean? Meslier needs to hone down on that part of his game. Let's not do this. Let's not be Felix Vienfout, Marco Silvestri. You know what I mean? You are a top goalkeeper, but please do catch the ball. Don't be coming punching it like Kiko used to do, the shambles that was. Collect the ball. You have it well within your locker in order to do that. But listen, I don't want to hammer him too much, because like I say, one-on-one, number of times against Watkins, he pulled us out of it, so fair play to him. But back to Patrick Bamford, the one time we did get out in the second half was when he brought the ball down. It went out to Somerville. Somerville was brought down. Somerville, again, was non-existent. Still, for me, the jury's out on Sinner's Somerville. Should we have brought on Yonto potentially, but is it really the game for him to get his debut? Possibly not. I did think Leeds United would win this game, but listen, are we happy with the clean sheet and the fact that we've got a point after going down for 10 men for 41 minutes? Yeah. There isn't really much you can get out of it, you know what I mean? Really, there isn't much for me to discuss. I thought Harrison and Aronson were pretty non-existent today. Harrison didn't look great out on the right. I know he didn't do much when he went out to the left, but he didn't look great. I just think Leeds United would be a much better side with Bamford up top. 100%. Because he can then bring the others into play. Because we've seen when he comes onto the pitch, he makes it stick. That's the kind of striker Leeds United needed to buy in the summer. Sorry to bring it up again. We've got Bamford. We hung our hat on him. It's just frustrating for me that after such a long layoff, a month layoff, he's still not fit to start the game. Because regardless of what form Rodrigo's in, Bamford has to be the main guy. You know, we've heard Jesse say before, Firpo's is number one. Bamford should be the number one striker. I know that might seem disrespectful to Rodrigo. Right, I still want Rodrigo on the pitch because he's in fine form. Play him off Bamford. But we need Bamford to lead the line for me. Especially as well when we went down to 10 men. The substitution should have been instantaneous for me. Maybe it's because Bamford can only stretch to 20, 25 minutes or however long he was on. You know, but listen, we've got a point. We've moved up a position in the table. We've got Crystal Palace up next. We do need to start getting some wins on the board before we start looking over our shoulder. You know what I mean? We don't want to be doing that, but I just believe this is mid-table. This is what our season will look like. And sometimes we will watch the games and be like, this is shocking. I said during the watch along, it's times like this I miss Beelzebub. We were spoiled for a period of time. Now it's back to normality. No real standout performers for me, really. There was a number of times in the first half, Rasmus, although he played well, I think if he'd have continued and been a little bit more confident in going forward, there was a number of times he maybe could have got on the end of crosses if balls had have, bounced to him, but he just wasn't in there, right place, right time, whereas Luke Ayling would have been in them scenarios. It was nice to see Firpo come in. You know, I will say as well in the first half, a number of times Strout gets it, you want to whip it. You want to get a fullback whipping it in, an attacking fullback. He doesn't have that, but I'm not going to berate him too much because he's not a left back. Should he be starting at centre back? Potentially, because Cooper, although I would take Cooper for a month of Sundays over Diego Llorente, was also shaky today. Is that ring rustness? The squad haven't had a game for a month. That's something to take into consideration. But there were a number of times Cooper made some sloppy headers that went straight to Villa players. Like I say, better opposition. We lose that today. Villa, not great either. Will Gerrard be happy with a point on the road? Potentially. But when you're down to 10 men for as long as we were, they probably should win the game. So with that in mind, we take the point, we move. Crystal Palace up next, away from home, rock hard fixture. We've seen, Chelsea get a result in the last minute down there. Crystal Palace are no mugs. They'll be looking at this Leeds game as one they feel they can win. So that'll be really, really tough for Leeds United to go down and get something. So it's games like this against Villa at home, really we should be picking up 3 points. But with the fact that we had a sent-off due to a shocking refereeing performance, look, he probably should go. He should go. But all we ask for is consistency because Bailey should have gone as well, But yeah, we probably should be winning these games at home. I think Villa, us, the likes of Palace, etc., they're the sort of teams that we're going to be in and around. So if we want to, not drop down to a relegation battle, then we need to be picking up points. And ideally wins, but listen, we're at home. It's a clean sheet. I don't agree with Bamford and Cooper saying they're delighted with a point down to 10 men. I mean, I suppose you take your positives. I just think the performance was turgid. But I will say, and I've said a number of times, you will find this under Marshball. When it works brilliantly. We beat Chelsea 3-0. When it don't work, it just looks so scrappy, pinball-esque. You're like, oh my God, will someone just get their foot on the ball and pass it 5 yards and have a little bit of intricacy between the lines instead of just going, bounce. Oh, it's everywhere. It's up there. It's down there. You know what I mean? I've been spoiled, I know, but I just like a bit of coherent play at times. But needs most, we got a point. I'll stop rambling now. I'm surprised I've been able to speak this long about the fixture. Stuart Attwell's a knob. It is what it is. Thanks as always for watching the show. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Happy with the point being down to 10 men? Yeah, probably just wasn't a great spectacle, was it? We move. Hopefully we'll have a better performance against Palace and hopefully 3 points, although I'd probably take a point down at Selhurst Park now. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.